Don't touch me your hand, just clean that. I'm not touching it. Oh, you know. See, honestly, can I get the best thing? No, you can't. There's no mark on it. One here. I'll cough on it. Hungarian. Listen, I'm not Hungarian. No, I'm not from Romania. I'm from Belfast. I'm a bit of I'm from Belfast. But just saying.
So they're still talking about a deal, and it took about 15 minutes apparently. Tristan is a different name, no problemo. I'm glad you told me, because I'm going to eat. Oh, brilliant. Right, need that in a bit. Okay. So it's Tristo Bust. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Tristo Bust 79. Like it. Nice one, fella. Nice one. So the guys are still talking about the deal. They're all sat there. I don't know what.
Bring up the boat. Go right down. Put 7 cards like that. On the tab. The 3. And the river. The 2.
Oh yeah. So Tristo Bust, you're on the list. 4 £5 feeders given away. Now then, I have in possession a £30 token. A £30 token I have, and we're 3-handed. So it's going to have to be a fantastic question. I've got a £30 token here, PK. What kind of question should it be? What kind of question should it be? I have a £30 token. It's pointless saying what time is it going to finish. Lovely. Lovely, that'll get me a bird. Taking photos of me like that. So we have a £30 token. What kind of question is it going to be? I've got a £30 token to give away.
30?
What kind of question should it be?
I reckon.
Should it be an answer question and you tell me the question?
Well, why don't we have a prediction?
Right, I'm going to do a prediction, but there's 3 left.
Yeah, that's true.
And they've done a deal, I think. That's what they're talking about. I don't know if they've done a deal, but
Okay.
So I'm just wondering if it's...
I know there's a big NBA game on at the moment, but I guess people don't know as much about NBA as I do. I know Callum, who went deep in this, would be quite good at that. He's a big NBA fan.
Alright, okay.
What can we have? Just busted the side event, Phil.
Oh, okay. You gave your chips away.
No.
No?
I got knocked out by the same Chinese fella again.
Did you get it all in front?
Of course.
Of course.
Didn't have aces this time, but it's 100, 200 with an ante. Raised under the gun by the mad fella.
Yeah.
Call by seat 2, call by seat 4, call by seat 5. I've got ace 10 in the big blind with 5,000 chips. All in. Ace 10 against ace 6, and it's a 6.
At the break. So the chip counts now, as we are on the unofficial Let's Do a Deal break. 1.6 million is for Chris, 1.2 million for Hui, and Chris Cousins has got 900,000. So short stack all day long. And grinder Chris Barnes, who's playing absolutely fantastic poker, is chip leader. 1.6, 1.2 and 900,000. And the deal, I've been told, has been struck, and it's 19.8, 19.8 and 20,300 for the winner. So the money's done.
Just been talking to some of the local lads saying that Chris Barnes is one of the locals, so a young kid who plays here and plays really well, and they're all impressed that he's had a nice run, but
Excellent.
kind of expected by the locals. Have seen him play in the smaller comps here and plays really well, so it's
Nice one.
good for the local guys. And Chris Collins is in the 6 max as well as playing in this. His chips are on the table in there.
Chris Cousins? Really?
Yeah, his chips are on the table, so as soon as he finishes this, he's going straight into the 100 quid 6 max.
That's what you call multitasking.
I imagine that's cheaper than going to buy drinks for everybody at the bar. Let's go and play the 6 max.
Which, by the way, Martin Bader.
Martin Bader, what a gentleman.
What an
isn't he?
absolute gentleman. We were just doing the break and went into the club, and he went to shake his hand before he was leaving, and he just said, "Tell it." He says, "You and the team." He says, "There's a bottle of champagne behind the bar for when you finish."
What an absolute gentleman.
Absolutely outstanding from Martin. So thank you very much to Martin Bader for being such a gentleman.
He was just discussing his exit hand as well. He said he thinks he overplayed his hand a bit, but he got it in great shape, didn't he? I didn't see the hand. But, yeah, he got a bit unlucky by the sounds of it.
Mark Harding just finished 6th in the WPT. That's up in Newcastle, isn't it?
It is.
And
Apparently there was a dancing competition up there last night. Have you seen this?
how does Ross win it?
Ross Gaff won it.
How? I've
mean,
seen him.
To be fair,
I've seen him dance.
I've seen Geordie's dance.
Ah, okay.
Dave Maudlin was 3rd, and he's got a Zimmer friend. I thought he was 4th. Stephen Hawkins was 4th.
What did you get for 6th, Mark? Well done, by the way, for final table.
Yeah, well done, Mark.
The WPT. I weren't too sure about that. I was going to ask the question about that, but obviously it was a totally different tour. But how do you... I really should think about the question before I actually answer it, before I ask it. But it was a £200 re-entry with a merging stack.
Yeah.
How do you work out, as a poker player, how much you're going to spend for a £200 comp?
I really dislike them. I think you have to play all 3. You definitely have to get through 2, otherwise you're at a massive disadvantage. So I just don't like them. I wouldn't play them. You have to do 3 times the amount of work to get through day 1. I know they're only like 5-hour days. But
Can you just give yourself a £200 one bullet and be happy with that, and then try and grind your way through guys who sat there for 3 days and got 3 times the stacks?
It's a bit like playing a rebuy comp where you only take 1 bullet with you. You can't obviously do it, but you're at a massive disadvantage. You're up against it. Not my cup of tea, but I mean that's why poker's good. You should have all sorts of choice, all sorts of people who want to play those comps can play those comps. People who don't. That's why I think that there's too much emphasis on deep stack poker. Like I think there should be good old fashioned crapshoots available as well. You know, if you want a 1 day, 10-minute, 15-minute clock, I think there should be all sorts of range of things you can have. Yeah, Mark said he was in the Dancing with Dave last night.
How does Dave Maudlin finish third in the dancing comp? We've been out to in Blackpool with him on a night time.
We've been out dancing with him.
And we've been out with Ross Gaff.
We have been out.
If we'd have been there, we must have finished. We would have finished first and second, surely.
You'd hope so.
And obviously I'll get old Twinkle Toes on the old PK.
Yeah.
Once he's had 4 pints of Foster's, let me tell you.
He dances like a Brightonian, doesn't he? So if I hadn't met the wee brick, I would have thought that his dad was from the Caribbean, because PK's got some moves.
He has, actually.
He's got the rhythm.
He has. The old Twinkle Toes.
Yeah. Yeah, so well done, Ross Gaff, winning a dancing comp. That's go on your hand and mob. First in the WPT dancing comp.
What did he win?
Well, you know what happened.
Dance tickets, did he?
No, but you don't know the story.
No.
So they've come. Dave Maudlin's come back from the gents.
Yeah.
After a few beers, and Mark Foggins comes up to him and says, "Dave, you heard about the dancing comp? It's $2,000 for the winner." Dave says, $2,000 for the winner. I've got to get in this. Gets in, gives it his all, busting his moves. Ross is doing the same. Then when they come to the prize presentation, it's a pair of darts tickets.
Worth $2,000.
Dave says, what happened to the $2,000? And Mark Foggin was just absolutely wet in his pants. Told everyone it was $2,000 for the winner, so they all started giving it their moves.
Brilliant. Excellent. So as you can see, the chip stacks there. Chris Barnes, chip leader. Hui Jin is second in chips, and the money's sorted. There is nothing left to play for.
I think they're all local guys.
19.8, 19.8 and 20,500. There is a seat to the grand final and a trophy. That's the difference. Yeah. Well, it's 19.8, 19.8, 23 in it, yeah.
Are they all local lads? I think the two Chris's are, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
Hugh is local too, I think.
So, a £30 token, we need to do it. How do we give away a £30 token?
Hang on, we'll put our brains together here.
Yeah. I know I could do an answer and then a question.
That sounds like it could go wrong.
Huh?
That sounds like it could go wrong.
Why?
Well, because there's probably loads of different questions.
No, it'd have to be something that... See, I could say 76p. But what's the question?
There's loads of questions that's an answer to.
Nope.
There is?
Not that I know.
Well, how do we know what you know?
Well, exactly. You have to guess the answer. Guess the question.
Well, that means you could just make, if you don't like the person who answers it right, you can change the answer.
I'm not like that.
Wow.
Amanda Williams. Oh, she's been in jail all week.
She's broke out.
Yep, Amanda's escaped prison.
Out of prison for the weekend.
How much a packet of 10 band was in 1986?
That's 10 band cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
Blimey.
That's a good answer.
1968.
But it's not the correct answer.
1986.
Yeah, can't believe the deal.
Yeah, they were talking about the deal on the other table. Chris Collins had something like 900,000 against 1.4 million.
I think they've locked up just a little bit more than second place, haven't they?
Yeah.
Rather than 11,000.
I don't think it's a bad deal if you all got level chips, but he had 500,000 less. He's done well to get that.
Yeah, and in jail tomorrow as well on Bank Holiday Monday. Who'd want a day off on Bank Holiday Monday anyway, to be fair?
Just lock the doors and leave it.
Yeah, lock the doors saying you're not coming out today, see you tomorrow.
Yeah. We're having a day off.
Come down to Brighton and enjoy the day with us. See, we're not even working tomorrow and we're still in Brighton tomorrow.
I thought you were going to say we're not even working today.
We're going onto the pier. We're going to have donuts stolen by manic seagulls.
Gulls, not seagulls.
Yeah, they are seagulls.
They're not the gulls that live by the sea.
Yeah, well, you're doing more than welcome, let me tell you.
Yeah, me and Tao could go to the pier today if you want to come and take
We'll be down on the pier with a bucket of 2p's tomorrow.
We'll take some pictures and videos.
We will.
Definitely. You know what I want to play on? I want one of those things where you have to kick a football through, when they have like circles.
Got one.
So I'm definitely having it. I'm
No way.
I'm going
right,
there.
we're on it.
You know what? Actually, we went to Brighton Pier when we played down here before. We went with James Aikenhead, and he'd gone. These the drop machines they have.
Yeah.
What are they called? The
coin thingies.
The coin thing.
Yeah.
Like that TV program.
The coin dropper, which is like
thing. They've got one, an Elvis Presley one, where you can feed it in on both sides, so you can sit and do it with your left hand and your right hand at once. James Aikenhead went and got £20 worth of 10 pences. And we sat there feeding them in at 100 miles an hour. He had a crowd of children around him. He was at the Pied Piper. Wow, look at this for a flop on the small blind for Huey. Up and down and the flush draw for Huey.
So were they 10p's or 2p's?
Tens.
So,
Yeah, you have Tower. You're
It's
not
a bit
gonna get
expensive.
2p's
It's a bit expensive down here, isn't it?
We're down south, mate. You're not going to get anything for your 2p's. But we'll be able to get on some like driving games and stuff.
I expect a lot of Snapchats tomorrow and Vines and things
tweets
like
will be
that.
tweeting
If you've
and
not
all
got us
sorts.
on Snapchat, why not?
We'll tweet some GUKPT ones as well.
We will.
So Huey
Look
takes
forward
that
to
one
tomorrow.
down.
I'm actually looking forward to taking a day. It's actually nice to get a day off. And
Must be. I mean, you only get 20 of them a month, don't you?
I
Honestly, there's the coal miners who have the violins playing for the Tower.
meant where we were working. You didn't let me finish my
I know what you
sentence.
mean. I know what you mean. You're on holiday tomorrow.
So, if the answer's 76p, what's the question?
This is the most ridiculous game I've ever heard, PK.
Well, now I've started it. I might as well finish it. Yeah,
Do you know what? You write down the answer then, so you're not cheating.
The answer's 76p.
Right, I'm making him write down the answer so he doesn't cheat.
You're not looking.
I'm not looking. Can't read your writing anyway. Especially the way you spell things. So who's raising? No, wow. King 8 playing 3-handed. Just gonna pass that. Wow. PK shaking his head there. King 8 on the button. Just pass. Small blind passes. Big blind gets a walk. This could be a long day if you're looking for better than King 8 to raise the button. Let me tell you, you ain't gonna get much better than King 8. Right, Tower's written down the answer.
If you had £1 and spent 24p, how much would you have left?
That's kind of what I thought the question was going to be.
How much is a pint of milk? No.
74 pence.
74 pence for milk. That's
Yeah,
that's for a gallon, isn't it?
Oh, it's £1 for 4 pints in Tesco's.
76 pence is the answer. What's the question?
How much does Tower get paid per day?
When can I come and commentate again, says Amanda.
Walsall?
Walsall? What are you doing why not trip up the M6?
It's not exactly Brighton for a weekend, Walsall. But
We've got Reading coming up. How much for a Mars bar from a Brighton shop? No.
It's probably not far off though.
We're in Cardiff on the 2nd of July. No.
That'll be fun, won't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it is 2nd of July, I think, isn't it?
It is,
First
yep.
week of July.
Yeah.
We like a trip to Cardiff.
When is Reading? That's in August, I do believe.
That was a good comp last year.
Reading is in August. I think it's the last weekend of July and the first in August.
Don't think a first class stamp costs that much, does it, Tower?
How much for Mars bar? Price of a first class stamp? No. 62p.
Is it?
Yeah.
You only old women, and you know the answer to that.
It's only because I posted a card to my dad on Tuesday.
I posted a card to my niece 2 days ago, but I don't know what I paid for it. I bought a book of 6.
Reading is the 30th of July, which is the Wednesday. The main event starts on the 31st of July until
Thursday,
the
Friday,
3rd of August, which is a Sunday, and we leave Reading on the 4th.
That was a good comp last year. There was a lot of local players. There were a lot of little nice catchment area in Reading for a lot of local players. Good stuff.
A pair of headphones from a pound shop. No, says Kev Butcher. No. How much is my? Yeah, the answer is 76p. What is the answer?
76p.
No, what is the question?
Oh.
The answer is 76p. So yes, the next GUKPTs are Walsall,
Also 28th of May, isn't it?
28th of May until the 1st of June.
Any idiot can win there.
Yep, and then the 2nd of July until the 6th is Cardiff. 30th of July until the 3rd of August is Reading.
Come thick and fast.
Yes.
Back at the table, Chris has raised
And then
with
September
pocket fives.
is Leeds.
Pocket 5s into the ace deuce. Both flop the flush draw. Oh no, sorry, no flush draw. Pocket 5s into the ace deuce. Chris C hasn't got anything. Chris Collins. Gonna give that up. Chris B takes it down.
So the money's being sorted out. They're playing for £500 extra from first, second and third. So it's 19.8 for each of them. £500 extra for winning it and the seat to the main event.
And the trophy and the glory.
Exchange rate for $1. That's a great answer. But it's not the right question.
Might be right.
It might be. It's not what I've wrote down on here.
Yeah. How much does $1 cost? 70. You get the feeling everyone's going to be disappointed when they find out the answer. Or the question.
Music's pretty good, isn't it?
Tweet, tweet, tweedly, tweedly, tweet.
Hold a minute. If Ross Gaff, how can he win? The music's on here and this is it.
They should have to guess the song from our dance moves. To be fair, he's got 76 different dance moves. He's not afraid to use them.
What's the question?
What is the point of it? I mean, what is the question?
How much will it cost to qualify for the WTC through a website? The cost of your size 12 shoes on eBay. What is the price of the size photo on of tower on eBay? 76p.
Oh. If it was, you'd be flogging him, wouldn't you? Will you text that one down?
It is a question about myself.
Is it?
Yes. It is a question about myself. There you go. Clue time.
I don't want to be insulting, but is that how much you paid for that shirt?
It's a double XL. It's actually cost more.
2 colours?
It's got 2 colours as well.
Why has it got 2 colours?
Because it's hip.
In which country? in which decade?
Total life winnings in poker.
for you or for me?
That's not very nice, that.
Why is Amanda typing my name in a very formal fashion?
I don't know. What was the question? No, there is no question. It's the answer. You have to tell me the question. The answer is 76p. How much did Tower's first record cost? What a great answer. It was
done.
49p.
Oh.
So it's not the right question.
I think it's going to be some technical quadratic equation where
Nope.
P isn't pence. P is like the division of X over
And the
Y.
first record I bought was a question down in somewhere else, and it was
3 times a lady.
no. What was the first record I ever bought?
Was it Tiger Feet by Mud?
No, it wasn't that. It was 1982.
Oh, I bought my first ever record in
There
1982.
you go.
so-
You see.
Well,
And Amanda got the answer.
what is it? Dexys.
Yeah.
Come on, Eileen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to guess mine then? Mine
Yours
was 1982 as well.
Was it?
I remember. I was 7 years old.
Was it? Goody two shoes.
Nope. I don't think what a 7-year-old would be buying.
Oh no, that's true.
I was allowed to buy it out of my pocket money.
Wow. So anyway, 76p. No, one weren't
No.
around. Oh, they were.
They were,
82. Yeah.
Yeah, but not one for me. No. Casting dispersions on me.
See, we're doing 2 questions at the same time here. This could get confusing.
Well, I thought you'd get my answer pretty quickly. Come on, what would a 7-year-old boy be doing, and how would I remember it's exactly 1982 and not 1981 and 1983?
The tweets.
What?
The tweets. The birdie song.
No.
No. All right. The jam.
No. There's a clue to the why I'd remember it's 1982 and not 1983 or 1981. Come on, you know me.
The World Cup song.
Exactly. The World Cup song from 1982. This time,
More than any other time. This time.
we're gonna find a way.
How much? How much did it cost to fill Tower's first car with petrol? That's a great question. Unfortunately, 1980. I'll tell you the year as well. It was 1984.
Tower's first car didn't run on petrol.
It was
pedal-powered.
1984. The question I am
Fred
talking
Flintstone.
about. The question I am talking about is 1984.
What? That's when the 76p thing.
Yep.
1984.
76p is the answer. Another clue is 1984.
What year were you born, PK?
87.
87. That's our advisor. He was -3. 76 pence you paid for something in 1984. Maybe 1984 the book are you talking about?
George Orwell.
I'm having two lateral. Crispy
Phil bought his first pint.
Hang on, that was last night.
The price of the first pint the Tower bought was 76p.
Was it? That sounds expensive.
76p. Richard Whitmore, congratulations.
What does he win?
The Waspy.
That sounds a lot. 74 pence.
76p.
76 pence. I can remember when it was still £1 a pint.
The Waspy. 76p.
And he's never bought another one since. Been
Well,
in mourning ever since.
we can either give him the £30 token or do another question.
That seems a bit unfair when you've just offered him a £30 token. Is he qualified for the final?
Oh no, Jason. Wait a minute, Jason. We're looking. Because you size sell shoes on eBay. No, missed that. Price of a pint. Oh man. See, the question, I should have said, what was the question? The price of what? See, Phil bought his first pint. See. Tie.
I did tell you this would go wrong.
No, it wasn't, because the question was the price of a pint, but that's actually not right there. It was Phil bought his first pint, and it was 76p.
Neither of those are questions, technically.
They are. What was the price of beer when I bought my first pint?
Well, that's a question, but neither of those are questions.
King 19.
I think you might have to do a playoff between these two, Phil. There's only one way to solve this.
The question was, what was the price of a pint? The first pint I ever bought was 76p. It was in Wingfield Working Man's Club, and it was a pint of Ward's Best Bitter.
I'm sure it's only about £1 in my local social club at home, still.
Well, it might be still.
Yeah, but you're talking about a social club?
But that's like saying the first ever computer was £9,000 and now they're only £300.
It's not. That's not, because beer technology hasn't exactly moved on in the last.
No, beer's actually gone down in percentage-wise because they have to get you in the pubs. It was still 76p.
That sounds a lot. I think it ripped you off. I think they saw you coming, you big lummox. And how old were you, by the way?
16.
16. Breaking the law. Advocating breaking the law.
I was 16. We went to watch a band called the Internationals. Wingfield Working Man's Club. Me and 3 other people.
Did you have silver hair then?
No. I went grade 18.
But you were still tall though.
I was very tall.
You always put the tall lad forward to get
I
the
was very tall, and I got served, and I've never ever been ID'd until I went into a pub when I was 23, and they said, "Oh, sorry, it's search 25." Really?
Did you say, "Excuse me, I'd like 3 pints of beer, please"?
I got ID'd in Vegas last year. I'm 45, for God's sake.
I've seen them ID pensioners though. They're a bit ridiculous.
Hey, don't start arguing about this £30 token.
Well, hang on, he's just said give it to the other lad. It's hardly an argument.
Jason Glenister, the Waspy is offering you the token. So, seeing as though we are £30 token winner, Jason, we'll give Waspy a massive big hug the next time we see him on your behalf. That's worth £15. So, Jason, if you put your Grosvenor poker name in the chat box, we'll get you the £30 token shipped to you.
What do you do with a £30 token? How do you spend a £30? No. I'm not sure how you spend this £30 token. I'm going to investigate this, Jason. Because there's no £30 satellites anymore.
Well, I was given a £30 token and 4 £5 feeder tokens.
I'll investigate it for you, don't worry.
So, Jason, stick your name in the stick your username in the chat box, and we'll. Yeah, here we go. We're going to start talking percentages now.
Yeah, So back at the tournament.
We've split the money completely. We're playing for the grand final seat and the trophy.
Chip stack still look level.
Jago Ace. Nice one, bud. Excellent. Thank you very much. Jago Ace is in it and that'll be
£30
sorted.
token. I guarantee you'll be the only one in the £30 satellite.
Thanks for that. When I'll be back in the office on Wednesday. That's got the biggest chuckle I've ever heard out of you ever.
Back in the office. I'd love to see Tower in an office. Be like a bull in a china shop. So we've got Chris on Chris action again at the feature table. At our final here. Raised to 46 with 6-8 of hearts and defend of 10-8 by Chris C. And it's come all big cards. Too big for these two hands. First bet should take it. We're going to have a start from a small blind. Chris B. Chris bets, takes it down. First bet wins it.
So well done, boys and girls. A bit of fun while we're three-handed and all the money's not in. The winners of the £5 tokens were Hungry Heron, Hippo 1980, Hippie 1980.
Hippo.
Oh, Rob will be pleased I said that. Yidonic, Tristo Bust, which is one of the best names.
Tristo Bust.
Yeah.
Not as good as Paul Openfold though, is it? Paul Openfold is my hero. So we've got a family pot.
And Jago Ace winning the £30 feeder token that Jeff says don't exist, but they do because I've been given one.
7 5 of hearts in the small ones.
Not seen you since. Did you enjoy the boxing night? Yes, I did. It was a fantastic night, and well done to absolutely every single one of them. Raise, re-raise, re-re-raise, re-raise.
We've managed to get plenty in this pot with 7 5 of hearts and ace 9 here. Chris C has flopped the best hand, which is bottom pair on a straight board. He's got a backdoor flush draw. Hui has got a ball, but not a lot else going for him. But he does have the best hand. What's Chris going to do here? It's over $500,000 in this pot, Chris. Tower. All in. With all in.
What's that here?
Wow. C bet 200,000, but he's got a ball. Chris has moved all in. With 300,000 back. Wow, these boys are playing like they want to send Tower to the bar.
what a great effort.
All of a sudden the action's kicked off.
Oh, he's got the coat on.
So he's got the coat on, he's starting the car. I don't know why he's got his coat on, because he's in the 6 max anyway, so he's only walking to the next room.
That's probably why he's all in.
But he's only walking to the next room, he doesn't need his coat on.
That's probably why he's all in.
If he does get knocked out, he's only in the next room. But
well, at least we know he's not leaving.
It's only 300,000 to call now, because he's got himself in a situation.
He's on a break till next year.
Got in against the same guy, good again. Got in with ace 10 against ace 6, all in pre-flop.
We've called.
Well, he kind of had to call, didn't he? He had to, but
wow, we've called the 7s in front, man.
So he needs an 8 or a 9.
3.
Wow. How's all that money got in there?
Get me on that table.
They've gone mental.
Get me on that table.
So, Chris Collins.
Chris Collins.
Chris C. What's Chris C's name?
Cousins.
Sorry, Chris. Chris Cousins doubles back up, and Hui has done most of his stack there.
Yep. Well, we have to say, going back to the Richard says, did I enjoy the boxing night up in Newcastle? It was amazing. Every single credit to every member of Newcastle Poker Forum for going the charity boxing night, smashing each other up. It was fantastic. Dave Collins was absolutely amazing, and the guys that boxed for 3 2-minute rounds.
Was Tommy Dunwoody in there?
No, Toolbox wasn't there. Nobody would have done it if Toolbox had been in there. But
was Dave Maudlin in there?
No, I went with Dave Maudlin actually. I stopped at Dave's house. Yeah, it was fantastic. What a great effort.
Stopped at Maudlin Towers.
And Dave's now retired from boxing, undefeated, 1 from 1.
So he's the short stack now, $500,000. The other two guys got exactly the same, 1.6 million. Adds up to over 3.7 million. That Toby. We must be approximating a bit.
Yeah, I think they are.
But he's the guy who's on the short stack now. Blinds are 12.24.
Yes, they are. Yeah,
12.24.
Yeah.
So he's got.
No, it's still 10.20.
10.20. Sorry. So he's got about 25.
Oh yeah, because it was unofficial break, wasn't it? It was halfway through the level.
So he's got about 25 bigs still, so it's not under too much pressure. But he is probably the tightest player on the table, I would have thought. So a bit of a car crash, that ace-9.
Yes.
So past. Oh, he's on the button with Jack 3 of spades. He's going to pass that. Chris B. The two Chris's have both got big stacks. They're not really going to want to tangle until they get rid of Hui here. So there's a limp with a 10-7 of hearts and a check of the Jack 6. Oh, Hui's limped the button as well. Hui's limped the button with Jack 3.
Standard. At this stage of a tournament, 300.
Standard. I'm just not sure in which game.
Playing for 20 grand.
So the 10-7 is flop the best hand, which is Chris Barnes. Ace on the river, we'll probably see it check down. There we go, the 10-7 gets shown. Ship it.
Absolutely. So, chip leader is now local lad Chris Barnes. So, yeah, whenever you fancy coming into the chat box, Amanda, into the comms room, you're more than welcome. Walsall is the next event at the end of this month. We've then got Cardiff in July, Leeds, and then Reading.
Nice little summer trips around.
Yeah.
We're going to work hard on getting more qualifiers. So if any of you guys have got some suggestions or anything that would make you play more of the satellites, then feel free to give me or Tower a shout, and we will pass on the details. Always listening.
Absolutely.
Chris Barnes has raised the button, Queen 6 off. Hui is called with 3-4. Hui is playing every hand now, isn't he? Just trying to double up, isn't he?
Yeah, he needs a double up now, doesn't he?
Trying to get himself back into this final. He's got a third of the other guys. He's flopped a gut shot. I wonder how he's going to play this, because Chris has flopped second pair, so I think Chris is going to be quite happy that he's winning here. He's just going to check call, I think. Let's see whether Hui fancies going for this. I mean, now they've chopped the money, you can afford to get a bit more gambly with your draws, can't you? He's got a gut shot. It's fairly likely that Chris doesn't actually have anything anyway. I wonder whether he can find a raise. I don't think he has. I think he's just called. It's a tough way to play a draw, because if and when you miss the turn, well, I mean, it's a 6 anyway, so he's not going to get him off a 6 now, but it's tough for Hui to win this pot. Even if that wasn't a 6, anything but a 5 would have been tough for him. Let's see. I think he's probably going to check and probably just give up then.
You see behind that the blinds have now gone up to 12.24.
I might be tempted to check behind. Might be check behind if I was Chris there, I think. Because that's such a big hand. Tell him for the next level. So he's down at 20 big sweet. He's playing every level, every hand.
Every hand. He wants to get in or get out.
Pleased to hear my basketball bet won again yesterday, Tower.
Which one?
Which was good news.
Another one?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't pass that one on?
No, I wasn't confident with it, to be honest, but right. I had a smaller bet on it. And the game is on now. Brooklyn are beating the Raptors. You a Raptors fan, Phil?
Am I a Raptors fan? Yeah, they're a good band actually.
Are they?
Yeah, I like the Raptors. yeah, they play me local. Every week they play me local.
Me and PK like Brooklyn Nets, you see.
Oh right, okay. No, I'm not a fan of Brooklyn.
That's the team.
I'd go for the Raptors. Where are they from? Los Angeles?
Brooklyn.
No, the Raptors.
Toronto.
Toronto, Canada.
Yeah. Well done. Yep.
Why? What in the American Basketball League? We've got a team from Toronto.
Not the American Basketball League. It's the National Basketball Association.
National meaning one country.
Not necessarily.
So we'll stick one from Canada in just for the laugh.
They used to have two. They used to have Vancouver Grizzlies as well before they moved to Memphis. They did. Yeah. Brooklyn moved from New Jersey last year. They're the team that Jay-Z owns a percentage of. They're quite cool. All the cool kids are Brooklyn fans. That's why me and PK are.
So, we've got teams from Toronto in American basketball.
Yep.
That's got to let them join in now and again, I suppose.
Anybody who's on Twitter should follow Haralabos Vulgaris. You know, the big stakes cash player, Haralabob. His Twitter handle is @Haralabob, and he's I mean, if you've got half an interest in basketball, he's fantastic. He does tweet a bit about poker as well.
All right.
But he's a professional sports bettor, and he's fantastic to read his bet. I mean, he could earn literally millions by working in a front office for one of the NBA teams.
All right.
He has a team. He's a bit like Tony Bloom, you know, has a team of people working for him.
Colin? It's me doing it. What's shows just one of the aces.
So the cards in the out. Both Chris's in the blinds. Kui is on the button. Kui's the short stack. He's going to fold. And Chris Cousins gets the walk. So we limped the Jack 3 last time on the button, but that was suited past the Jack 3 offsuit. And he's got a quarter of the stack of the second shortest. So he's what is known as under it. He is what is known as under it. Go Chris Barnes, says Matt. Yeah, as I say, I was talking to some of the local lads in the side event. They were saying Chris is one of the young lads here who plays a lot of tournaments and is one of the ones destined to go far. Always impresses, they were saying. Certainly ground his short stack today before he found the got one double up luckily with ace 5 against ace 9, and then he found the butchers against Chris Cousins ace queen of spades and doubled up. So Chris Cousins is applying the pressure all in from the small blind with queen 10. I think that's a good move. We can't call with the 8-9. And Chris picks that one up, keeps the short stack where he is. 1.7, 1.7 against 371. Blinds are 12.24, remember? Yeah, Jason's correct. That's the deal as far as we know at 19, 19 and... What's the deal, PK?
19.8, 19.8 and
yeah.
22.3.
19.8, 19.8 and 20.3. So there's 500 quid extra for first, plus the trophy, the grand final seats. So third would have been 11.9 to answer your question, Matt. But yeah, they did a deal 300, so 19.8 is next out. So really, Queen needs to get his chips in because he's locked up 19.8. They're only playing for 700 more. He needs to gamble and get a stack back. $12.24. He's got the all-in button in his right hand already. Look. Got the all-in button poised. Knows he needs to use it at some point. And he'd done it before he'd even looked at his cards. He had the all-in button in his hand. I don't know whether that was supposed to be a threat to Chris Cousins, who's on the button, telling him don't raise because I'm about to move in. But Chris has got a half-decent hand with King 9 and he's raised. And I think Chris Barnes is probably going to defend Ace 3 here as well. No, he just gives it up. I think that's fine from Chris Barnes. I don't think they need to tangle each other until they get rid of Hui, really. Ace 3 is probably the best hand, but play it out of position. It's easy just to give up your big blind there and get on with the next job, which is to get rid of Hui before they these two go heads up, unless something changes. So Hui's on the button again. He'll be looking for a hand here. He's almost at the stage where he needs to shove him in, and because they've done a deal, then he's even more likely. 7-3 off's not going to do the job, so he's going to pass that one.
Has there been much shoveling?
No, I mean last hand it was funny. He sat with the all-in button in his hand, playing with it in his hand before as the cards being dealt, but he still never got to use it. It was raised before it got to him. He didn't have much of a hand. So Chris is raised with the ace deuce from the small blind. Chris B, Chris Barnes. And Chris Cousins is in the big blind with 8-9 off. He's not going to give up his big blind as easy as Chris B did. Oh, that's a nice flop for your 8-9, isn't it?
That'll do.
That'll do. Chris has just moved all in. What?
Wait, he's in the other event.
Dear me. Surely that must have been a misclick from our spotter there. He can't have moved all in, can he? What if your opponent's got 9-10?
No, you're unlucky.
You're not unlucky, you should lose about, 200,000, not 1.7 million. Maybe that was a misclick by our boys. Anyway, it's all about Hui at the minute. It's all about when he's going to make his move. Because he's got the proverbial bowl of rice. Just over 10 bigs now, I think.
With the handy filming it. So we're getting pretty close to the end here in Brighton. Love this place, love the town. Apparently it's a city.
Is it?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
2 sevens for Chris here on the button. Big hand between the two big stacks here. because they don't really want to be clashing. Chris Cousins isn't shying away, he's 3-bet. Now how does Chris Barnes play this one? What do you do here, Tower? Are you going to peel this? You're not going to play for the whole lot, are you? Chris has folded. I quite like the way Chris Barnes is playing, even though he's folding the best hand a couple of times. Not being results orientated at all, because I can see he's got the best hand, but I still think it's a good idea to fold and to wait till he gets heads up to play big pots. I think getting rid of Hui would be good news for Chris Barnes right now.
Yeah. Maybe he's just checking out the old menu. I want a bite to eat.
Shows a bit of confidence though, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Let's order
a
meal.
Yeah, it doesn't show you're on your way out, does it? Shows that I'm sticking around. That's why I don't order food when I'm at a table. Never there long enough to eat it. Chris Cousins on the button. It's gonna make it 100,000 with ace deuce. And Chris Barnes is locked up quite a bit here, which I think is the correct strategy. But I think Chris Cousins is taking a bit of an advantage of it. They did have level stacks, 400,000 between them now. Chris Cousins has just opened his game up a little bit, while Chris Barnes has gone slightly back into the shot.
So the money's sorted out, 19.8 for two of them, 20,500 for winning it.
And they get to go on that list.
And they get to go onto the list of GUKPT winners. They get a trophy, and they also get a seat into the grand final, which is in Old London, down in the poker room. Or the Vic, probably still to everybody.
The Vic. Yeah. Yep, that list of champions with Praz Mansi and Sam Trickett and a lot of international superstars. King 4 spades on the button for Hui is enough to stick it in. Well done, sir. Sure he's not shy about getting his stack in?
No. Not at all.
Did we find out the Chelsea score, Phil? Was it
0-0?
God, how do they draw? What do they do?
That means Sunderland can go down next week because Norwich only need a win, and Man City are now 1-3 to win the league.
Oh, really? Because
they've got 2 games left, and the goal difference is like +10 on Liverpool.
And but Liverpool are playing Newcastle. They could score 10 there.
Well, I don't know what Chelsea's last 2 games are, to be fair, but and Man City's last 2 games, but anyway.
So Sunderland can still go down.
Oh,
it's King of Clubs.
It's a nice picture, isn't it?
Chris Barnes.
This could end up in the middle. Oh, there we go. He wants to see a flop, so he's gonna.
How's this gonna end up in the middle, Tower?
Because it's gonna come.
What game are you watching?
It's gonna come 10-7.
Oh well.
10-7-9 with 2 clubs.
Well, in which case it could end up in the middle. I agree.
Yeah. Oh, well, close.
It's flopped a straight. 10-7 is flopped a straight.
See, it's going to end up in the middle because the Ace King's not going to believe him.
It's a horrible board for Ace King.
It is, isn't it? Especially if your Ace comes on the turn.
Yeah, the 8, that doesn't help matters. 10-7's got to get some chips in at this
And nobody
pot,
wants it.
Wow. 10-7's trapping, but he needs to make this pot a bit bigger, I'm afraid. He needs to have bet somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
I don't think he's even.
The blinds at 12.24. Will they not just move all in? No. 100k. Call me, please. I've got ASI. Yeah, I've got ASI.
He's not going to get paid off though. I think he should have bet the turn here. I think he should have took a small stab on the turn. I think they're probably both going to pass. Yep, both pass. He's going to show them that's the rubbish I called pre-flop with. And I got lucky and I picked up no chips. Thanks for showing us. But he's back up to 450. Is Hui 12.24, so he's getting closer to 20 bigs. Closer than 20 than yours at 10. He's got 18 bigs. Chris B has got 1.4 and Chris C, who's in seat 2 of course, 1.8. Chris B, Chris Barnes is in seat 6. So Chris Cousins has got a big hand again. Ace Jack of clubs on the button, a big smile on his face. He seems to be enjoying life as well. And just flopped a straight. He passes some King 7 of clubs for Chris B. I think that's a peel. There we go. He's going to peel this. He doesn't want to see clubs, does he?
No.
That's not bad though, is it? Call with King 7.
Check.
7 high.
Check.
I think you should bet this now, Chris B.
Check.
Definitely should try and get some kind of value here. Just turn them over. Oh, he's staying out of trouble. I'll give him that much. Right.
So 3 left. Chris Cousins, Chris Barnes, Hui Jin.
In that order of stacks to Chris Cousins, the chip leader, the big blind here.
I know that.
He's got the 8 deuce off. Another case of first bet wins. Chris Barnes this time. Have we unearthed a video of Ross Gaff winning this dance-off yet?
I don't think there's any evidence.
I've actually seen Trickett in a dance-off when we were in a club in Vegas before, which was it almost turned into a big fight, and then it turned into a big hug-off instead. But I think he almost won against this pretty cool-looking American geezer. Queen's all in again here with Queen 10.
Gonna get called?
Chris has called 36k and Queen's shoved, so Chris has raised the button. Chris has called the raise. Chris Cousins has called the raise of Jack 7 off. Queen's shoved the big blind with Queen 10. Chris B is all in as well, isolating. And Hui gets a good news in a race. He'll be quite happy with that. A bit of dead money in there as well. This is what he was looking for. Get himself into some kind of race. Got his hands over his eyes. Doesn't want to see it. Let's see that flop dealer. He needs a queen or a 10. Oh, a heads up. Queen or a 10 required. No good to him then. No. Only the queen or the 10. Otherwise we're heads up.
Yeah.
Did it?
He did it.
We were ready for him to go.
He did it.
He hit, so he doubles up. He doubles up.
Yeah,
Queen
yourself
10,
one of them
rather
outs. No smiling there neither, and he's just doubled it.
Nice hands. Unlucky from Chris Barnes there. So that'll put him to round about 800,000, 900,000, and it'll put Chris Barnes back down to about 900,000. That levels those two guys right up.
Yep. Chris Barnes gets unlucky on the river.
That's unlucky, Chris. He's waited to pick that spot. I think he found himself a spot where he was favourite to get heads up with a chip lead, and he's got a bit unlucky there.
Yep. Good afternoon in the chat box. If you've been with us all day, thank you very much indeed. It's been a good game. We've had started with 14, and we whittled it down to the final table in 2 hours.
I meant to ask, what happened to Fraser Bellamy?
He
chip leader.
got unlucky twice.
I like Fraser. That's a shame.
Yep. Fraser Bellamy was chip leader overnight. He was out before the final table.
Unlucky Fraser.
Yep. But thanks for sticking with us on the live stream. You make it what it is. We have a good old time in the chat box. It's a good way to have to enjoy a good poker tournament and also have a laugh as well. It's light-hearted sometimes. We know when to get serious. But thanks for joining us all weekend long. We are back for the next GUKPT instalment on the 28th of May. We are in Walsall, M6 Junction 10. You know where it is. I keep saying it.
It's the only card room that gives you the junction. Well, why do they give you the junction?
Because it used to be called the Junction 10 card room.
Did it?
Yeah.
What, before
They never used Walsall.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. They never used Walsall.
Oh, strange.
They're playing for the trophy and the grand final seat.
Grand final seat's
the money's sorted.
2,200 quid. And an extra £500. But also the glory of being a champion, of course. It's always nice to call yourself a champion. So Hui's on the button, freshly doubled up, enjoying life a little bit more now. He can make a standard raise, 50k, 12.24 remember we're playing, makes it 50k with 10 jack. And Chris Cousins is the big blind with queen 6, and he hasn't come yet to pass, so he's going to call there, check on the flop, and Hui hits his card on the turn. I imagine Chris Cousins is just going to check fold here. So Chris has a look at his cards and gets them in the muck. Hui's going to... So the chip stacks, Chris Cousins 1.7 million, Chris Bonds 1.1 and Hui just under $1 million. So they're pretty close now, second and third. Anybody can win this. So the guys have they've done a deal, but they're still battling out to be the champion. They all want to win the grand final seat worth 2,200 quid. They all want to win the extra 500, and they all want to be able to tell everybody, I'm a GUKPT champion. All local guys, as far as we know, as well. So I think it'll be a nice thing for them to be able to say in their usual games. So Chris Barnes raises the button with King 10 of hearts. Again, same action as we had before. Chris Cousins is flattered with ace deuce, and Hui has moved all in with ace jack of clubs. Nice bet by Hui. Same action that we had last time, and that's going to get a bit tedious for the other two guys if he keeps doing that. Chris Barnes is thinking to Chris Cousins, can you stop calling my raises, because it's giving Hui the chance to do some kind of squeeze play, and we're not getting to find out what Hui's cards are. They won't find out for half an hour, because remember we're on a delay. So Hui is gradually building his stack back up.
Where's the 50?
Chris Cousins is raising the button with Jack 9, and Hui's folded and he's going for a wonder, and Chris Barnes is giving up his blind as well. So Hui's on the button here, the two Chris's in the blinds. Stacks 1.7 million to Chris Cousins, seat 2, big blind. Chris Barnes 1 million, seat 6. Hui 1 million on the button in seat 4. Hui's got 10-7 of hearts on the button, he's going to raise it up. make it 50,000. Chris is calling again, peeling the king 4 offsuit. He doesn't like giving up his blind. And now he's turning up and down straight draw. He might have a little stab at this, I think. Hui doesn't have much, so he might get away with this one. He's bet 25,000 into 120,000. That's enough. I think Hui needs to find a C-bet with some of these raises, because a C-bet would have worked there, and a C-bet generally does work. Opponents are 2 to 1 to flop a pair, but Hui is enjoying life at the moment. You can tell by the body language. Hui's a bit happier than Chris Barnes, who's they've both got the same stack, but one's going upwards and one's going backwards at the moment. Chris Barnes just needs to batten down the hatches a bit and get himself back into this. But he's still got 1,000,000 chips, 12.24, still got 40 bigs. Plenty of chips to play with.
I'd like to know the last final table, where the last 3 have all been local players to the card room that we're playing.
Yeah, I was thinking that. They're all 3 guys are guys I don't know, the guys that play down here. I mean, I can't think of one, to be honest.
No. You always get a couple of locals on the final table.
Yeah.
But you certainly get an array of people travelling down, and professional poker players travelling down, but never the top 3.
No, they'll be very pleased, won't they? The locals will. The locals are always very happy when the money stays local. So nobody's got a hand here, Tower. Not a hand between them. 8-3 off has managed to river a pair. He's going to show him a 3. Look at that. No, he thought about it. So
who's got all the chips? We've got Hui, who's just doubling up and doubling up and doubling up. He's got more lives than the old proverbial. 999, call the police.
So we've both got 1,000,000. So Hui and Chris Barnes both got about 1,000,000. And Chris Cousins, who is playing every hand at the minute, Tower, he's
all right, okay.
He looks like he wants to get this finished. He's blinding off in the 100 event in the other room.
I
have no idea why he's entered that, but he has. He's blinding off, so he wants to get this over and done with. There you go, playing every hand, as I say, so he folds.
Obviously, you're just lying.
Oh no, all in from Hui in the small blind. And Chris has got half a hand in the big blind, but it's too much to call, isn't it, King Jack?
Yeah, you can't just...
It's
actually pretty strong, isn't it, 3-handed, but you're certainly not going to be calling your tournament life, are you?
No.
For 1,000,000 chips?
I'm not sure I love the all-in, to be honest. They're pretty deep now. They're pretty deep with 1,000,000 chips each. Chris Barnes has played really well, actually. I think he hasn't made a move that I would disagree with so far, I don't think. He's followed the best hand a couple of times, but sometimes you do that when you're playing poker. He's played really well. I think Hui shoved a bit too much there. $12.24 with 2,000. Both Chris's are in the blinds and Hui is on the button. He's raised the last 3 or 4 buttons in a row, so see whether the boys are going to get a bit fed up with that or not.
Well, we are coming down to the final furlong of the GUKPT in Brighton. I'd just like to thank everybody for contributing in the chat box for the last couple of days. We've done the video blog over the first couple of days of the GUKPT, but thanks to everybody for the last 2 days. It's always good to have interaction. You've been in the chat box as well yourself, while you've not been in the building.
Yes, no, I really like the chat box. It's always nice to know there's people out there listening and enjoying the coverage and making our job worthwhile.
In a month's time, or just under a month, we're in Walsall, and then at the beginning of July we are in Cardiff.
No, one more. This one more is going to go on one more, a little bit more, one more.
There's the 50. You answered that one.
So Chris Barnes is going to raise the button with pocket threes here, and Chris is called again small blind. You see, this is what I mean when he's playing like 7-9 offsuit, called small blind. He has squeezed a couple of times on the big blind. He's got the all-in button in his hand again. He loves that all-in button, but he's going to fold the deuce four. Look, his right hand always on the all-in button. That's a tell of some sort that he's looking for action. So the pocket threes against 7-9. 7-9's taking the lead. Flop bottom pair. And he's let out. Barnes has given up the threes.
And it's a winner.
It's a strange bet, really, isn't it? Lead out with bottom pair. Not loving life if you get any kind of action, so you may as well be bluffing with nothing there.
That's you, that. Well, after we've done the deal, I thought it was pretty well finished, you see. I didn't.
Yeah. I'm fine enough.
Really? You've only played 24 hours?
Today I'm enough.
After this one, I don't know. I'm going to give it to you. You're not getting it back tonight. You had enough out of me. Discipline.
He's just going to fold the head fall there, and a walk is always welcome.
Money's sorted out. If you've only just tuned in, you're a little late. There's only 3 left, but if you just tuned in, 19.8, 19.8 and 20,300, and the trophy and the grand final seat.
This is normally the time to tune in, isn't it? On our coverage, this is normally the time when it's 5 or 6 left and the action's starting to hot up. But we've lost a lot of players pretty quick today.
Yep, we've had some good ones, haven't we? Yeah, the first one you thought you'd come and join us with, it was a 1 o'clock finish.
Yes,
the one in London.
The one in London.
Yeah,
the Kevin Allen one.
Kevin Allen managed to make it last till the bar had closed.
And the one in Scotland where I finished 4th. That lasted a long time, didn't it?
It did.
Didn't fancy joining you in the com box there. We've raised the button again, which is modus operandi at the minute. Looks like Chris has got a 3-bet in hand here, I think. See what he's going to do.
The guy's 12.24, so
he's limped.
40 beats.
Oh,
The lot's in.
He's limped.
The lot's in. Chris is all in. Is this an all in? No, I thought it was 3 all in. I thought it was 3 ways.
Called with King 10 of clubs. Is this also we can get in the 100 quid comp? Wow, he didn't have a chip in the pot. He's called with King 10 of clubs.
Well, the money's sorted, so it certainly changes the game completely. Coat's on again.
Coat's on.
Obviously going to win.
Even though he's only gone to the next room and take his coat off again.
And the coat's on again.
He needs to hit a king.
There you go, the old coat trick.
King high. Just an ace for Chris Barnes.
The old coat trick. Sit back down. And I think we've lost one.
We have. Chris Barnes.
I think Chris Barnes has been eliminated.
Chris Barnes played pretty perfect there, I think.
Yeah, big clap for the man. And this is what he said. Well, people locally were saying, watch out for Chris Barnes. They were saying that, and they meant it, and we've just chopped it, and the money was at 3rd place. Well done.
Thank you.
Just quickly run us through the final table. How was it?
It was tough, because I was always a short stack.
Absolutely,
the first 3 hours or so, and I was just picking my spots. Most of my shots were getting through, so I was slowly and chipping up, and then I had a crazy half hour where I picked up. Well, I shoved ace 5 with about 10 bigs under quite an aggressive razor, and called by ace 9, hit my 5, and then doubled up from there. And then what was it? I had jacks against ace king, kings against ace queen, and then all of a sudden I was on like 1.4 million out of nowhere, and then everyone was gone. So it was good. Good fun.
Was it? We instantly lose Ben.
Yeah.
And then it's like, shall we chat? And it was like everybody just went, yes, let's go and have a chat.
Yeah, it was like that really, because it's quite a lot of money up at stake. So we just thought we'd chop it and then happy days and then play it out. And I just got pretty unlucky when we played it out. Like, what can you do? Yeah.
Happy with the chop directly down the middle, straight down the middle with the 500 on the top?
Yeah, I did sort of back myself,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of money really.
Yeah.
Just,
When you've
and
locked
it could,
up,
like, what's
obviously-
just happened now, I just lost
Yeah.
the race and then lost ace 10, we king 10.
You locked
like-
up more than second place. Well,
Yeah.
obviously third was 11-9.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So I was quite happy with it in the end, and they're both nice guys, really nice guys. So I was happy to do it. Yeah.
And you'll look back over the weekend and you think, do you know what? That's not been a bad weekend.
Yeah, it was really good fun actually. I love the tournament. The structure was great.
Yeah.
A great structure, great players, great people I've met as well. To be honest.
Brilliant.
First day, shout out to Rob King.
Yeah.
Sitting next to me on my right. He's a really great guy.
He was in the. He was actually in the chat box.
Oh, was he?
Only saying, "Watch out for you." He was one of the guys.
No, he's a really great guy. Good player as well, actually.
Yeah.
To be fair, yeah. And yeah, it's just really good experience. Enjoyed
Excellent.
it, yeah.
Chris, many congratulations.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
very
entertaining us.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. Well done. Well, awesome that from Chris. Thanks for talking straight after being eliminated.
I think he played pretty perfect, don't you, Tower?
Yeah.
Really unlucky there.
Yeah, he was
played the
indeed.
final very well there. Ground a short stack, got his double up, played a big stack well, stayed out of trouble until he got it in pretty perfect shape.
Let's get the court on, eh?
That must be cold. Must be lucky for him. He hasn't lost a pot with that coat on. So he must be a big chip leader, I think. There we go. Chris is
2.7 against 1.
2.7 against a million. So I mean, they're not short. That's 40 bigs for Hui. But heads up. Things often happen quickly, heads up.
And here's a thought. He's the only person that's had a bite to eat. The guys have not took a dinner break or anything. It's just been bum, 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 bum. And away you go.
Yep.
So heads up.
So I think Hui's played pretty tight, and Chris has played quite fast and loose, which I think in general it's hard to play tight heads up because you end up folding too many blinds. So Hui needs to open up his game a bit here, I think, if he's going to win this title. I think Chris is playing pretty well to be heads up. I think he'll be raising a lot of buttons and he'll be taking down a lot of uncontested pots here. So Hui needs to open up a little bit here. I'm sure he knows that.
All play with a smile on the face, and I think they've enjoyed this final table, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it helps that the locals, they've probably played each other before. Last three guys, they know how each other play. So we've got a raise and a call. Hui on the button with 10 deuce. Going to take that one down. Queen 9 flop, so he's already opening up a little bit. C-bet 1-0 and takes it down. Who do we think's going to win, chaps?
Well, we're going to either chip away for a long time, or it's just going to be one hand against the other, and that'll be it. So can he do it? Can Chris Cousins become champion in Brighton?
Had a big stack for a lot of this tournament, hasn't he?
Yes.
Had a big stack for all of yesterday. Chris is going to raise it up on the king high, raise to 50. Well, he's got 10-3 off. He's going to peel 10-3 off, so he's come to play. We're defending 10-3 off, Tower. We're defending just about anything. Chris is going to check the king 3. Thinks the king high is probably winning a lot of the time. Now picked up and up and down. And so Hui's going to bet 50. Chris will call that pretty quick, I think. Is that a raise?
Nice.
So Chris takes that pot down. King high is good.
2 left.
Both of them had
Who's going to win
up
it,
and down.
guys and gals? Who's going to win it? I keep saying it, and yeah. So Rob King, see, he even gets himself a mention in an interview as well when Chris Barnes when Chris Barnes told him. There you go. Nice guy. Nice for the shout out.
Well, yeah, you were right, Rob. I think Chris Barnes has played as well as anyone. I think
he owes you a pint. He's just won 20 grand.
Yep. In fact, I'm sure he said if you come down to the casino, he'll get you a pint.
In fact, you got to come to the casino because you owe me £1.
Well,
you lost a bet to the tower yesterday, and you said I'll see you tomorrow because you wouldn't walk back last night. Yes, we have a bet, and we can't welsh on any kind of bets whatsoever anywhere. Can we?
So he's limped here. He's limping the button a few times here, Tower. He hasn't upped the aggro. And Chris has said none of that. He said, you want to limp at 24, let's make it 140 to play with Queen Jack, and Hui's folded that. So I think Hui's going to find himself pushed about a bit here unless he finds a little bit of aggression. Needs to raise that button with just about any two cards, playing heads up. Needs to do a bit more of what Chris Cousins is doing, which is show a little bit of aggression. So Chris is on the button, first to speak. And his standard raise 50k, raise all in from Hui with ace 5. He's in a lovely spot if he does get a call, but no, Chris throws them away. Well done, Chris.
Ends up Brighton.
It's like he's being given a bit of a rocket, isn't it, Chris? Because he played quite tight, didn't he, quite a lot, but I mean, this is exactly what you're supposed to do as you get towards the end of a tournament.
Absolutely.
Start playing more aggro, take advantage of your tight reputation, start getting your chips in, put pressure on people. And Chris's big chip leader haven't done that. And Queen, another one bites the dust, comes on. I wonder if that's a sign. Another one bites the dust. And they've got when's the tribute act on?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday. They've got Freddie and Slash, whatever his name is.
Brian May,
Brian the Badger. Freddie and Brian May tribute act on in Brighton next week, which we reckon that just means they couldn't afford the other members of a pretend Queen act.
John Deacon, once Freddie had gone, that was it. But he's never going to tour ever again.
Roger Taylor's still involved though, still milking that cow for all
he
it's
is,
worth.
of course he is. Yeah, Roger Taylor is Roger Taylor and
Chris takes down another one, flop stop pair. That's good enough for that. So he's getting a bit beaten up here.
Another one bites the dust.
Tower's dancing.
I can beat Ross Gaff.
He's coming to get you, Ross Gaff.
You took me for everything that I had.
We'll have to take Tower to a karaoke bar tonight. There's one around the corner I noticed. We'll have to take him there. See if he can dazzle the Brightonians with his 70s rock. So Chris is on the button. Chip leader Chris. 12-24. He's got 6-7 offsuit. And he just limps this time, having said how aggro he was playing.
What's gone off? Well, it's just stopped. I think they can hear us. They can hear us, they can't see pictures.
Well, we'll keep on talking if we think he can hear you. So, Chris raised the button with 6-7. Hui defended 10-5 and takes it down. Does Chris on the button in position? Takes it down, turns a 7, turns the best hand. And Chris wins that pot.
No picture, no audio. Check the internet connection and make sure the stream server hasn't crashed. Pause the game.
Well, we'll keep on talking just in case we come back.
We'll still be recording it. So what we might have to do is stick the last 20 minutes on YouTube or something like that. So back it.
So,
Big battle going on.
yep, heads up between two local lads. Chris Cousins, Ace Jack for Chris Cousins. Raise it up, he'll make it 50k, he's made it 50 every time. There we go. Now, Hui's not going to fold this. Jack 5 suited, he likes his suited cards. He's going to peel that.
It's not on the internet.
He doesn't want to see a Jack High flop here, Tower. He hasn't seen one. Goes check, check. Hui picks up a gut shot. Now he's checked it. And he's just got Jack High now. Is he just going to check that as well? Because Chris is happily checking down his Ace High. Yep, check, 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 check. Ace High wins. I think Hui could have won that if he'd bet the turn. Maybe he would have had to bet the river as well. You know what we should go and drink when this heads up's finished? A huge gin.
Well, you use gin, why?
Because it's huge gin, use heads up.
Yeah, that's true. There you go.
We'll have a huge gin.
What are they doing? It's not. It's not. Oh, it is, isn't it? Oh. Hmm?
So give us a shout if you can hear us or see us. No picture or sound, says June. Marvellous. How long till we?
He was trying to say, I said yesterday, I said, party hard, give up.
Chris on the button, going to limit in, and Jack 5 of
So
hearts.
this is all the tips. Chris is in the next comp. Chris wants it over.
Jack 5 of hearts flops a pair. But Hui has got 7-3 off. I don't think he's going to hang on to that too much. I'm looking for an excuse to fold them. There you go, showing every hand. Chris is going to say thank you very much. Next hand. Chris Chipley getting bigger and bigger here. He's lots of small pots he's winning off Hui.
Was it 12, 24, 30 bigs?
Yep. He's not in desperate stakes, but it's not a good sign for him that he's losing every hand, really. He, as we said at the start, you know, he's not aggressive enough, really. He needs to up his aggression. He needs to take down some of these uncontested pots, some of the worst hand. He's on the button. He's called again. Called 24. Chris has got 9-4 off in the big blind with the option. Chris is going to check the 9-4, so we'll see a flop.
Nope.
Well,
it's not the internet. Well, it's not the internet.
So Hui's got the double gut shot now. 7-8. It's going to be enough to take that one down. having the time of his life with a big smile on his face.
Yeah, I said it earlier in the sound. So we just spoke about it in a couple of interviews as well, that the guys did on the final table always seem to be a more jovial final table. And I know they didn't speak a lot at the table, but there was no animosity, there were no hard feelings towards anybody. It was shake hands when you get knocked out.
Yeah,
you know,
it was played in very good spirit, wasn't it? Here we go, it's King of Hearts for Chris. And Hui's got Queen 9 of Hearts.
No, this is the one.
Hui is... Chris has raised the button. Not sure what Hui's done, but Chris seems to be all in.
It's full, okay. That's full.
Oh, wow, we done 7 of hearts.
I don't have
6 of hearts? What's with the board? 6 of hearts? Ooh. Wow, look at that. Okay, we have a winner.
Whoa,
Chris Cousins.
wow.
Right off. Chris Cousins.
Yeah,
Well
we
done,
even
Chris,
made 6
winning,
flowers, make the
GUKPT
one go here.
Brighton
Still
taking home
really bad.
20,300.
Did I? I'm glad.
We all right here?
Yeah, I'm getting tired.
Congratulations, second. Well done. It was a great final. You enjoyed it?
Yeah. I'm so happy. I'm learning from my there.
Well, we can learn from you.
Yeah, I started paying poker like last November.
Wow.
In half a year I played.
Anybody want lessons? This man.
Stay there.
Yeah, we even 6 flowers, make the one go here. Still really bad.
Did I? I'm glad.
Great. Right, we alright here?
Yeah, I'm just getting tired and then.
Regin, congratulations, second. Well done. It was a great final. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah. I'm so happy. I'm learning from my players.
Well, we can learn from you.
Yeah, I started playing poker like last November. So
Wow.
Only half a year I played the poker.
Anybody want lessons? This man at second place. Well done. Congratulations.
Cheers.
Well done, sir. We'll just move over to the champion, ladies and gentlemen. How does that sound? You sit in your chair, sir. You sit. We'll have a sit down, Chris Cousins. We'll have a sit down. Champion, GUKPT Brighton 2014 winner, Chris Cousins. How does that sound?
It sounds fantastic. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Waited a long time.
You was off the table, off the feature table. Obviously, we're commentating on the feature table. And then all of a sudden, Chris Cousins. We've got all these chips. Where did they come from?
Probably a couple of lucky rivers. Sebi Bluffs.
Yeah.
No, I'm speechless, really.
Yeah. It's been a good final table as well, hasn't it?
It's been a great final table. I've enjoyed playing with everybody. I think it's been a very well-run tournament, and I look forward to coming next year.
Yeah, it's always nice to see poker players playing with a smile on the face, and nearly all you guys have done that.
It's been good fun today. Really good fun. Yeah. I think yesterday I upset one or two people, so I knew I was playing quite well. And the luck was with me today.
Yeah.
And as I say, very enjoyable, great final table, and looking forward to the next tournament I'm going to play in 5 minutes.
I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard. I'm being blinded out, so I'm going to have to go soon.
Sue's going to have to get you anyway, but so we are going to get the trophy. But it's fantastic, and it's also one for the over 35s, as they say.
Only just. Yes.
Chris Cousins, we're going to stand up, sir. Congratulations,
Thank you
absolutely fantastic. So, if we can do the honours and get the trophy, we can just get the trophy, and we'll get Chris sorted out. So we'll just grab the trophy for us, and then you stay there, Chris. Okay. You stay there. Sue's going to get the trophy. Hand you the trophy. 2014 champion in Brighton is a man here that they call Chris Cousins. It's absolutely awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, champion in Brighton, Mr. Chris Cousins.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This way. Here we go. Thank you.
And that's it from the Tower and the team. We are on our way to Walsall in 4 weeks' time. This guy is going in that card room to play the next tournament. What a junkie he is. Thanks for the hospitality too. It's been an absolute pleasure.
We always love having
We
you here.
love coming down to Brighton. Forever 2014 champion of GUKPT in Brighton is Chris Cousins from the Tower and the team. Ta-ta.